Hey everybody, today I'm in my kitchen and I'm going to be making a ton of freezable apple crisp. When you got a bunch of apples to use up, you can make a bunch of apple crisp and stick it right in the freezer to enjoy all the rest of the season. So to make this freezer-friendly apple crisp, all we gotta do is just, first off, we gotta make the crumb topping. And I am all about the crumb topping, you guys. This recipe is heavy on the crumb topping. Okay, I'm not even kidding you. It is double almost the typical crisp topping because, I mean, that's the best part of apple crisp, am I right? I'm right, okay, it's the best part. So, all you're gonna do is start with a bowl. You're gonna add some flour, your brown sugar, a cup of oats, and a little bit of cinnamon and nutmeg. I'm just gonna kind of mix it all together first for a minute. All right, that looks pretty good. And then to this, we're just gonna add some melted butter. Now you can mix with your hands or you can mix with a spoon. Either way, I'll probably start with a spoon and end with my hands anyways. So you get it to where it comes all together. And this is probably the place that I start using my hands. And you just get in here, you just start like squishing it around and get it to the right texture, get it all combined very nicely. So this is what you're looking for. Just make sure it's all like nice and crumbly. All right, now it's time to chop up the apples. Here is my apple peeler core slicer machine device. This one is from Norpro. I actually got it at a garage sale and it works like so good. But you can also just use a knife and chop your apples, or like one of these little devices too that make it a breeze. These ones you would have the peels still on them, but this one will take the peels right off. Now the thing I want to talk about with the apples is what kind of apples are best for apple crisp. So basically any apple will do, but there are some that do perform better and taste better in apple crisp. There are some like Red Delicious that I would avoid because they tend to get a little mushy after baking, but some of my top favorites are Golden Delicious, Rayburn, Sweet Tango, Cosmic Crisp, and even Granny Smith. So I like all 5 of those the most, but today I'm actually using Fuji's because that's the apples that I was able to get for free from a local orchard. So to use this little device, you would just set it on the counter and then use this little gadget here to lock it down and tight on your counter. The suction is holding it tight on. So then you just take an apple like so and stick it on here. Whoop, there we go. And you just start turning. Look at it, it's working so nice. So it peels it perfectly. Look at that. And then I can just pull this back. And this apple is perfectly sliced. Look at this. Perfectly sliced and cored. So I can just pop this core right out. And then I normally just take this and just slice it right down the center. And we have perfect little slices of apple. So I stick them into the bowl with the fruit fresh stuff. And all these little scraps of all the peels I can feed to the chickens, so that'll be nice. Okay guys, now we're gonna go ahead and make this apple crisp. I got my apples ready to go and I have my baking pan here. All you need to do from here is just to lightly grease your pan. So I'm just gonna be using this wrapper from the butter and just go ahead and do this. Just do a quick little lightly greasing in this pan. Done. Okay, so now we're just gonna add our apples to the baking pan. And I just kind of like to shimmy these apples down to make sure they will fit in this pan well. Okay. And then we're gonna put on the crumb topping and then add it in to the pan. All right guys, here it is, ready to go into the oven. It looks like it's heaping on top because that's a lot of crumb topping, but that's okay. The apple crisp, or the apples inside kind of melt down a little bit and create juices, and then it won't be as high. All right, let's throw this in the oven. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna be doing a lot more peeling of apples and making more crisps so I can make a bunch of these things. Let's go. So while that's been baking in the oven, I have peeled a bunch of apples. I've made 3 giant bowls of the apple crisp topping, and I've prepped all these little foil pans. I'm gonna make 6 of these 8x8 pans, and then I'm gonna make a bunch of these small ones to gift to my college kids. I'm gonna bring them to them, in a week or 2 when I go visit. And now it's time to get to work. I have to put all the apples in, put all the crumb topping on top, then cover it with saran wrap, press it down to keep the air from getting into it, because air is the #1 reason that we get freezer burn. So we definitely want to press it and get the air out. And then I'm going to cover that with foil and label them, and they'll be good to go into the freezer. And yeah, you can keep these in the freezer for 6 to 9 months, guys. Then you can just take them right out of the freezer and go right from the freezer to the oven. All right, let me get to work filling up all these pans. Okay guys, the apple crisp is done. Let's pull it out of the oven. Just look at this beauty. Oh my goodness. Oh, it smells so good. The whole house smells so good right now. Now it's been 5 minutes. Now it's time to dig into this deliciousness. So let's get in it. Let me take a bite here. Seriously, that's so perfect. The crust is so buttery, so sweet and tender and crispy, and the apples are cooked to perfection. You guys, this is really, truly the very best apple crisp recipe ever. And the best part, it's freezer friendly. So if you got a bunch of apples right now, do me a favor and just make a bunch of this apple crisp. You'll thank yourself later when you're not having to slave over dessert all winter long. Use this, you can bring this and use this on holidays, for entertaining, or just for a Sunday dinner. Anyways, I hope you guys love this video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below telling me if you made it and if you like this recipe. I'm actually curious to know if you think it's too much topping, because for me, I'm like, there's just never enough topping. So for other freezer meal recipes, check out my website, happymoneysaver.com, and subscribe to my channel here at YouTube. And anyways, happy freezer meal cooking, guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye. Bringing these big old pile of apple scraps out to the chickens. Let's see how much they love it. Hello, ladies. Yummy, yummy, yummy.